I gotta say, Amy, for being black as hell, blacking out every car I've owned, and majority of my guns being black,
Yeah?
more and more I'm starting to really take a liking to colored handguns
Are you?
and rifles.
Well, I'm glad that you said that. That's something I can relate to.
Really?
I saw the most beautiful Snow White Mossberg shotgun the other day, and you know what I called it?
What?
You're actually starting to rub off on me. I called it sexy.
Yeah. Good. Before you know it, you'll be making your own firearm double entendres and YouTube videos.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, well, still proud.
Well, thanks.
I'm Coleon Noir,
And I'm Amy Robbins.
and this is Noir. I see you little judgmental monochromatic gun lovers shaking your heads in protest at this Skittles rainbow of firepower, and I get it. Your comfort zone has the pliability of a gun safe. But like I said before, most of my guns are black. But come on, guys. I should be able to walk into a store and buy a gun the way I want it, off the shelves, and not be relegated to some Cerakote red light district.
That sounds totally shady, by the way.
What, the Cerakote red light district?
Yes.
That was the point.
You mean if I want to go buy like a special gun? Can you explain what Cerakoting is?
Cerakoting, you put colors on guns.
There you go.
To put it
All right.
simply. No,
What is
but
it? Yeah.
in all fairness, yeah, sure. There are a number of places you can go to get your gun Cerakoted and get your gun customized and things like that. I just don't think the process should be as hard as it is. I think a lot of the manufacturers should be able to provide us a custom gun off the shelves. And I know that's a bit of oxymoron,
Yeah.
but think about it. I can go to a car dealership and I can get the same damn car in different colors. I can get different options, features, and things like that. I just think the gun industry as a whole kind of probably take a little more focus on providing a more custom aspect to firearms.
All right.
You know, considering that's part of one of the biggest selling points of them.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, what were you saying?
Oh, well, look, being into guns doesn't have to mean I operate in operations operationally. So I don't believe in limiting my Jungle Fever gun love to Desert Tan and Olive Drab. Problem is, when I want something other than black, those are my only options right off of the shelf.
And it's so funny that you say that because being a gun owner myself, I never really found myself going shopping for guns. I never would find myself saying, I really need to go to the gun store to go look at them. And maybe that's why.
There is an aspect of you don't know what you want until you see it in the gun industry, just in the gun world in general. But
You can't really get that online necessarily.
I don't like buying my guns online. I really
I don't like shopping online.
Yeah, I like being able to go wake up one morning and say, you know what, I want to buy a gun. Yes, I have done this. I wake up one morning,
Yes,
I'm
that
like,
doesn't
I want to buy
surprise
a
me.
gun today. And then I go into the shop, I look around, see the gun I want, I finger it and do all the other crap. What? It'd be fine. Find the gun I want and leave with it. I like that experience. I want to have that experience.
Well, if that experience was there, I could see me maybe wanting to go do the same thing. Wanting to go shop.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that the experience is totally and completely not there. It's just that it's not as prevalent as it should be. Like, I just think there should be more of it to a degree.
Got it.
You know? We in the gun world talk about appealing to the masses, but then we ask people who are used to buying $300 headphones that come in boxes that look better than most people's houses to buy a $2,000 rifle in a cardboard box.
Like that right there is just completely what throws me off. I saw your picture of the gun that you just bought the other day coming out of the gun store with a paper bag.
In all fairness, the gun that I bought, the manufacturer of that gun,
Yeah.
didn't put the gun in the paper bag. There was actually a
store
box
did,
for it,
yeah.
but the actual store did it.
Well, it's so funny that you say that because I have actually found myself buying things. We touched on this a little bit last week. Purchasing things because the packaging looks nice, you know? So I don't think it's too crazy to think that the gun industry could maybe make a few changes like that to maybe entice somebody like me, like my friends, to want to go buy.
And there's a plethora of different type of gun owners that want different things, but
Yeah.
one of the main things that I'm pretty sure is pretty consistent throughout is people want nice packaging. But then again, I'm kind of a prima donna in some respects, and I still want my shit to look nice.
And you're digressing.
Yeah, I digress. But now, the way we talk about guns on this show, like we like them or something, scares some people. After our first episode, it was like half of New York and San Francisco got Rip Van Winkled. Turns out that while you guys were passing water bongs around at your love and peace think tanks, millions of young people back in America were getting into guns. Because unlike you, they have an open mind. Keep watching and you'll see a ton of people your closed little brains couldn't even fathom. Come down to Dallas if you don't think young people are into guns. Go to Atlanta or Phoenix or Charlotte.
The country gun clubs.
Yeah.
We've got one in Frisco, like right down the road from my house. And they even have women's nights on Wednesdays where we can go, we can rent a lane, $10 an hour, rent any of the guns that are there. I mean, this is the fun things that you can do when you're into guns. And I would just challenge anybody who doesn't understand that to give it a try.
We didn't invent that guns are cool on this show. We didn't invent the way people feel about the Second Amendment either. And I hate to break it to you, but no one invented me. That's right, I'm a black guy who got into guns all by myself. Aren't you proud?
I am proud of you, actually.
Really? Now,
Yes.
why is that?
I am, because no one invented you. And that's not, if I would have
Contrary to
just
popular
read,
belief.
yeah, if I would have just read that article last week, I would have not believed that.
Oh, you're talking about the Think Progress article.
Oh, I was just
kinda
not gonna
maybe
say the name
sort of
of
kind
it.
of a little bit been alluding to that, what I was just saying.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, when I look at the other side, when I say liberals, other side, and things like that, I'm mainly talking about the media component of it, because there are liberal gun owners. There's a liberal gun forum who actually tends to trash me quite a bit sometimes, but I actually read it, unbeknownst to them, and they make some great points. The thing about it is that the media aspect of it, the component, the radical, the far left, to the point of absurdity, they're almost kind of like political slave masters. And the idea and the concept of me on my own becoming a gun owner and enjoying the gun and unapologetically saying how much I love the gun, it blows their mind. Like, how dare you leave the political plantation of what you're supposed to believe as a young black man? It's the truth. And quite frankly, I really just rather not submit myself to political slave masters.
Well, I think it's lame that they keep harping on us. Like, what, are they trying to make guns cool now?
Yeah, we are. But they
As
they
if
already
they should
were.
demonize us because of that.
Well, think about
How many other things do we celebrate?
Think about the subtle implications about why it's so absurd that a young black guy is into guns. Think about the subtle implications.
I just never go there with my mind doesn't wrap around that because I don't think that way.
Exactly. I've never seen a group of people so obsessed with race in my life.
Well, it's really disconcerting to be honest with you, but.
It is what it is. This is life. I have to admit, there is a certain charm about walking into a gun store that feels like Saddam Hussein's underground bunker. But sometimes I want a more elevated experience. Think modern clubhouse where you can spend hours comfortably shooting the shit, talking, and buying guns. I've seen women's bathrooms that were better looking and more comfortable than your average gun store. And quite frankly, if you own a gun store or a gun range and you're not losing sleep trying to figure out how to give the people what they want, you're kind of part of the problem too.
But you gotta ease up on them just a little bit. There are these so-called country clubs that are popping up all over the place. And that's pretty much exactly what we do.
There's still the exception. I don't want them to take over every firearm experience, because I do like having kind of that grassroots, for lack of a better word,
But there's something for everybody now. And that's what I really like to see, the gun industry moving to a place where if that's what you want, if you want to sit and drink your whiskey, if you want to sit in beautiful leather chairs and look at pretty guns, I mean, whatever you want to do, if you want to go out to a tire range, and shoot, it's out there and it's available and it's really awesome.
I don't know, maybe I'm focusing on a segment of the population in the gun world that are kind of like resisting this transformation to a certain extent. And I'm just like, no, let it happen.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we're all one big family. Those of us that love guns, love the Second Amendment, we're all part of this one big family. So there's people in the gun industry that should not care if some sectors are moving towards catering to those people. We all have the same goal at the end of the day. But I do like that I think they're starting to catch on to the fact that there are more gun owners now, and they're demanding more. They're wanting a different experience, and it's out there for them. Definitely very good things to think about and talk about. We're gonna hit on that a little bit more coming up in First Mag. So the NRA Freestyle Network has launched, and we are very excited about it. Finally, a platform.
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping it behind the scenes for the most part. People are like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And this is what we've been doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, like when you guys first approached me about all this and told me, laid out the vision for who we're going after, the independent, the athletic, the adventurous gun owner. It's like, well, duh. I mean, that's what most gun owners are.
Yeah.
This seamlessly fits into our lifestyle.
It's stuff that happens in the living room when everybody's around talking and
Yeah.
there's no one around. And for people who are a little confused, Freestyle Network is the celebration of guns.
And the cool things that we do, with guns, but also outside of that as well. I mean, what our lifestyles look like and how guns play a part of that, that is so cool.
It is, because that gun represents so much more than just that gun, as many people try to box it into this little category. It sparked so many different interests above and beyond just shooting in a lot of ways for a lot of people.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that people want to do. Guns are cool. You don't have to really twist somebody's arm to go to a shooting range. I've seen people who are anti-gun, like reluctantly go to the range, but then you didn't really honestly have to do anything else. They were the first ones up and like, what's that? What's that? I want to shoot this. I want to shoot that.
This is awesome.
I want to do, yeah. But for some reason, it's vilified.
I've been reading ever since the show launched. It seems like there's some people that are really scared about what we're doing.
You get used
Almost
to
like
it.
we're bringing to light the fact that there are more people like us out there than they really wanted to admit or wanted to know was out there.
We're not vampires. We don't live on this earth for eternity.
Right.
We have a short period of time to enjoy as much of this beautiful planet that we have. Why be so closed-minded as to owning a firearm and utilizing it in a way that's enjoyable to you, as the case with anything else that we do on this planet? Like, I don't want to be like those people who are constantly trying to close off this avenue, close off that avenue, don't do this, do that. If I'm not hurting anyone else, it's not an issue. And the fact that people are trying to vilify me and make me look like a baby killer because I like to shoot my guns on the weekend sometimes is absurd.
I have felt a little demonized with everything that's going on. And I'm like, wait, no, I love my country.
Yeah.
I love my family. But I love my guns too. And I love the
Exactly.
Second Amendment. And so it seems like there's a lot of people out there that are not jumping on board yet, but we invite them to.
And it's an open access. Like, my job isn't to have this show just so I can just spout all the stuff I believe in and try to shut you down. No. If you don't agree with me, hell, if you want, come on the show. I don't care. And we can talk about it. Like,
welcome you,
my
yeah.
life doesn't change as a result of that. I've been doing what I've been doing from the day I was born.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have these people out here who think that they own cool and own the definition of what's considered cool is kind of funny to me. I've been living this lifestyle. I've been part of the generation. I've been part of this. You can't tell me what I've already been doing and then try to tell me I'm not doing it right.
That was a good first mag. And I hear you've got a really cool video for us to check out. So what's going on?
I do. We've been talking a lot about shopping experience on tonight's show. And I found a really cool place by the name of Alton Lane, which I personally think the gun world could learn a lot from in terms of shopping experience. So let's check out the video. What does specking out an AR, tooling around with the Build Your Car section on Mercedes-Benz's website, and getting fitted for a bespoke suit have in common? Besides making you sound like Kevin Hart when it comes time to pay,
I got a checking in the savings, but all the money is in my savings.
all of these things can make for an awesome experience when done correctly. Enter Alton Lane, a bespoke suit shop geared toward the inner bachelor in us all. Except for the name, Alton Lane? A name couldn't be more uninspiring. It's like dating a supermodel named Beth. You're a little disappointed initially, but then you remember what she looks like, and then all the stars begin to realign. The person who designed this place had to have flirted with bisexuality at a certain point, because the appeal of the decor transcends both genders in a very organic way. But take my advice and leave the cute but habitual giver of unsolicited advice girlfriend at home, because this place is supposed to be an experience, the least of which is actually getting a suit. Good whiskey, beautiful fabrics, cool body scanners, great decor, tape measures, and good people. You can't ask for a better shopping experience. Except when it comes time to have your inseam measured and things get a little personal. This is how men should shop. Not just for suits and clothes, but guns, cars, watches, and food. Why can't I have someone show me the specs of an Accuracy International rifle while being swallowed by a beautifully tufted armchair in a room that looks a lot less Book of Eli and more Ocean's 11.
Mr. Noir, where was my invitation?
Did you not listen to anything I said in the video?
Come on, you know that you would have a lot of fun with me at the suit store.
I mean, but it's not really conducive to your gender.
But I would at least tell you what looks good and what doesn't look good.
Tell you what, we'll break it up into segments. First part, you can come in, do all the boring stuff.
Okay.
Pick out the little colors and stuff like that. And then you can kind of go on your merry way. And then I can get back to
when it gets all personal?
Well, no.
Oh, all right. Well, no, what I love, though, is that you were talking about you would love this as a gun experience. Have a gun. Kind of walk me through that. What can you see taking place?
I'm not gonna walk you through that and see it taking place. I'll walk you through it and tell you what takes place, but I'm not gonna walk you through it.
All right, walk me through
it.
it.
No, it's just kind of, I like being able to come in and sit on one of the couches that they had and have somebody come out with the gun and say, look, this is an Accuracy International. This is an HK416. This is a FN Scar.
I'm envisioning these butlers with
just butlers
with white gloves, like
just
walking
hand
in.
them off to me.
That's so bougie.
Well, not bougie. See, you keep not bougie. Like I said before, I like the underground bunker feel. I love the kind of old wood log cabin feel. But sometimes when I'm there for hours on end, and yes, I've been in gun stores for hours on end, I'm standing for hours on end, and I get a little tired, and it makes looking at the guns a little daunting. And joining us here tonight is my homie Natalie Foster. Hey, NRA News commentator, love at first shot.
Yeah, yes.
I'm so glad you're here. He's finally outnumbered. It's not Guy Zone today, so.
You do realize she was my friend before I met you, right?
But you do realize that girlfriends trump,
Please,
like,
don't
time
fight.
zone.
Children,
Okay,
don't
all right.
fight, don't fight.
That was sexist, by the way. Well, would you like to hear what I have on my mind tonight?
Please, I can't wait. I
Okay.
can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Well, someone want to explain to me how the gun industry is running the fashion world right now? Well, think about all the military and gun-inspired fashion out there now. I can't walk into a Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom's, or Street Boutique without seeing some sort of camo pattern. It seems like most of the industry just dismisses it as that poser fashion shit over there, when they should be embracing it. There should have been a Cryptek Tom Ford collabo years ago. And don't give me any of that, this is for operators and not fashionista shit either. I'm not doing any operating anytime soon. And if there could be a Neiman Marcus edition Aston Martin, there ought to be a Neiman Marcus edition HKP30. The fashion industry is also to blame for this obvious lack of collaboration, acting like linking up with the gun manufacturer is too taboo, while every Tom Ford ad looks like a modern-day depiction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's stop acting like selective sensitivity morons and closed-minded knuckle-draggers and give the people what they want. Natalie, why are these fashion brands too chicken to play with the
I mean, preach it, my friend.
Yes, finally something we can all talk about
I
here.
know, exactly.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay, well, these fashion manufacturers, yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. They'll touch it because it's edgy and
right.
it's exciting.
They'll poke my toe in,
you
like-
know, right. And they'll put skulls and all sorts of, you know, creepy stuff on there. But I mean, guns are genuinely cool, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's a good question. I don't know why they have taken this strange. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's the media, right? We do know why they've taken this position. But you know, I think the more that guns really come into pop culture, and I think they really are. It's style, it's fun, it's camaraderie. I mean, there's so many elements to it that have absolutely nothing to do with violence whatsoever. So that association, it's ridiculous.
Well, I think the more that, like, women like me and you, or guys like you that are into fashion, as we start demanding this more to be mainstream, and we're demanding, you know, Neiman's is gonna pick up on this. Neiman's is going to, you know, wanna display their guns in a way that someone that's in there shopping for handbags is gonna wanna come and shop for a gun.
Yeah.
You know, but the demand, quite frankly, hasn't been there. And I think if we start demanding that
I don't
more,
think
because
so.
it's really?
I think it has been there. Like if you look at the Beretta Gallery, like maybe on Madison
Okay,
Avenue,
yeah.
and there's one on Madison Avenue in New
There's
York.
one here in Highland Park,
of course,
too, yeah.
in Dallas too, and they do an excellent job of combining both.
That's
but I
true.
think they're on the cusp. Now I say that they've been doing it for
They
500
are the
years.
exception. They are the
Right.
exception.
They are the exception, but it's there. So, you know, maybe some other people could start following their lead. Like, it is definitely for a specific niche, but I think that it can expand to the Neiman Marcuses or the Nordstroms
Does
or
your
whatever.
show hit on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We talk about it because the thing is, you know, with this unprecedented rise in the numbers for women starting to shoot, I'm sorry, women care about fashion,
Right.
and that's a good thing. Guys want us to. We enjoy it. There are a lot of good
Is it
things
mainly
about
fashion on the range? Is that kind of what you hit on?
Yeah,
A
we
lot?
talk about
Okay.
that, and then lifestyle, and how to, the gun fits into your fashion, with different holsters and that kind of thing.
I have a
so.
hard time finding things to look cute in when I go to the range.
Yeah, and there are solutions for it,
You have to watch your
See, here's the
episode
thing before
to
you
find
two
out about
start
it.
to go into your serendipitous dialogue of girl on girl talk. I just want to be very clear that it isn't just a girl thing either, because a lot of y'all like
we
to
know.
swallow it into this black hole of, I don't know the fashion.
Look at you. You're
we
wearing
know
your
you.
custom,
And I'm giving you guys a hard time.
your custom baseball hat. I mean, come on. We know that you're into this too.
But I mean, here, the thing is, like, even with the guys, we say fashion, and it kind of gives off this notion of walking down runways and swinging hips and stuff like that.
But it's about style.
It is.
Right,
yeah.
And, not everybody wants to be inundated with the idea of looking like an operator.
Yeah.
Right.
For the most part. You just want to look cool.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that it just baffles me, because I think it's blatantly obvious why gun manufacturers and fashion designers should have gone together and slept with each other a long time ago.
Well, we've clearly hit on a subject that all of us love to talk about and could continue to talk about all day long. I know I could for sure. I know, I'm like, please come on the show again. But really, thank you so much for
Happy
coming
to.
on today. And please, don't be a stranger around here. We want to see you.
Thank you. I
A lot.
appreciate the hospitality, and it's always good to see you guys.
And I don't appreciate you trying to steal my friend.
I love you both equally.
Thank you very much, Adam.
All right, so this has been a big week since the launch of Noir last Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah, some pretty good things have been said. I've been enjoying reading everything. But that leaves me with no shortage of questions.
Okay.
So let's get to it.
Let's have at it.
All right. First one, Mr. Noir. Just read Think Progress. I had no idea you were a fictional character created by the NRA. Are you really even black?
I just want to be very serious right now, because I really feel like I need to kind of get this off of my chest at this point. Gotcha. I'm actually a 12-year-old white Jewish kid who got a Negroplasty, and I get paid in hats.
My gosh.
Is that a real question? Like, were you trolling
That
me? or
was
the
not
real
me
question?
trolling you, I promise. This time it really was not me trolling you. So, our second question, dude, when the hell are you gonna do your People Who Carry 40 video?
All right, so for the people that don't know, on my YouTube channel, I started a series called The People That Carry Such and Such Caliber, where I take certain popular calibers and attribute certain personality traits to each caliber, and pretty much blow them out of complete proportion. So, I've done the 9mm,
Yes?
and I've done the 45. So now what's left is the 40. And the videos have become quite popular, and many people have been asking me when I'm gonna actually do the People That Carry 40 video.
All right, well, it's kind of cool because now you
Now
have
I
a
have
show that you can
Noir.
roll out a bunch of new things on.
Exactly. I purposely halted working on the video in order to do it on Noir. So,
Makes sense.
look forward to seeing the People That Carry 40 on Noir. Yeah, I know you're looking at the screen like, can we get an exact date? No. But no, it will debut here on Noir.
Okay, got it. Cool. Well, so what's on the Spotify playlist for us this week?
So I've recently become a Banks fan.
Yes, you have.
And so the song that I've added to the Noir Spotify playlist this week is This Is What It Feels Like from Banks. And check us out again next week. Thank you for joining us here on Noir.
Bye.
I'm definitely probably gonna add Banks. I've been listening.